For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah.
Morning YouTube. So it is July 6th, day 6 I think of this prep. So we're gonna start, well, I'm gonna do my morning weigh-in. And let's see where we're at, almost 1 week into the prep. 171.6. So pretty good, down about 2.5 pounds almost, roughly. Puppies, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? Hi, good morning. Alright, I'm gonna go get ready to head to the I'm gonna get ready to head to the gym. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I ran out of muffins this morning, which means that I had to run by the store and pick up another muffin. Actually, I picked up two, one for today, one for tomorrow, because tomorrow or today is when I'm going to be doing my meal prepping for the next week, and I'm not going to have muffins next week, so I only needed two more in order to get me through the rest of this week's meal prep. Now, I am going to have probably about a quarter of this, since I'm literally parked outside the gym. And I don't want to have too much because I don't want to be super bloated and full and not have enough time to digest it. So I'm only going to have about a quarter of, I think I can do the poppy seed muffin right now. And then I'll end up having the other quarter when I finish, or I'll just take it in, maybe snack on it as I'm doing the workout. Maybe if I start losing a pump, or if I start feeling like I'm starting to get a little bit drained, I'll have the rest of this. We'll see, but I'm going to have this right now, head in, and then we're going to hit a pull workout. So I think poppy seed tends to be one of my favorite types of muffins. Let's go. Taste test. I haven't had Super One muffins before, which is where I got this from. Okay. It's pretty good. Not the best. It'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Let's go hit our pull workout. All right, everybody. So starting off this pull workout was warming up with just some single arm lat pull downs. Did about 3 sets, kind of 12 to 20 reps, just kind of warming up, getting the muscles activating, getting the muscles firing, nothing too crazy. Really just focusing on the contraction of my lat. So I'm not doing anything crazy in terms of exhaustion here. I'm really just kind of activating the muscle, getting the blood flowing, focusing on the pump, focusing on squeezing every single rep, and just getting things warmed up before moving into the next exercise. But you can see here, I'm actually even touching my lat, trying to really put that mind-muscle connection into where I'm trying to focus the contraction. Really just focusing on that squeeze again. Like I said, just pump it out, warm everything up. 3 or 4 sets, 12 to 20 reps, whatever it takes. Nothing too crazy on weight either. Then moving into the first working set of bent over barbell rows. Now with this one, with this movement, we're going to be doing an overhand as opposed to underhand or anything else. And we're going to be doing around 8 to 10 reps. Try not to swing too much until you start hitting failure. Then you can start incorporating a little bit of momentum to push past that failing point. And we're going to superset this with a pull-up. Now, pull-ups, you can do as many reps as you can, but try and stay like 1 or 2 reps shy of failure. And with this, another thing you'll notice is I'm not actually fully locking out my elbows. I'm not letting myself come to what I call a dead hang at the bottom. I'm keeping my scapula retracted, keeping tension on those lats for the entire range of motion. Now, with those 2 exercises, we're doing 3 sets of 8 to 10 on rows, and then, like I said, as many reps as you can with like 1 or 2 left in the tank on pull-ups. Then I moved into a cable pull-through or pull-over. Used a bent bar attached to the cable machine as opposed to like a rope. And one thing with this movement is you notice that I'm actually letting my chest drop as the cable goes up. That's to get a greater range of motion, and then I'm driving my chest up in order to get a greater contraction and squeeze at the peak of the movement. With that, I was doing 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps. Then I moved into an FST7 style lat pull down. With this one, weight was pretty light, nothing crazy. If you guys haven't heard of FST7 before, it's called Fascial Stretch Training 7, developed by Hani Rambod. I would definitely look into it more, but essentially you're doing 7 sets, 15 reps per set with a 15 to 30 second rest. And during that rest period, you're going to be flexing the muscle that you're working as hard as you physically can. So what I like to do is I like to go through different poses, either like bodybuilding poses, physique poses, things like that, as you can see here. You can also treat this as a little bit of a physique update with a little bit of a pump. We're just over 1 week into this prep, so things are definitely starting to come a little bit further, getting a little bit leaner, and I'm definitely on the right track. But yeah, FST7 is a really it's a really interesting way of changing things up. I personally really like it because the intensity and the pump that you can get is just crazy. So take that kind of as you will, do it if you really want to, but otherwise just do like 4 sets, kind of 12, 15 reps per set. Nice, slow, controlled movements. Now after that, moved into a seated dumbbell shrug. With this one, you can see that I have a you can see that I have a little bit of a forward lean. That's allowing me to put a little bit more emphasis on my traps. And then another thing with this movement is I'm actually trying to keep my shoulder blades retracted at all times, even at the bottom of the movement, which you can see here. My shoulders aren't coming very far forward. They're staying back, meaning I'm keeping my scapula retracted, keeping constant tension on the center of my back. And that's allowing me to further activate and engage my traps. So just kind of something to try. I did 5 sets of 10 to 12 reps on this movement before moving into biceps. Started off with a barbell curl, so we have preloaded barbells. Just use these guys as opposed to taking up a regular barbell. And with this, we're going to be doing 6 to 8 reps followed by 2 to 4 forced negatives. Meaning you're going to use momentum, get the weight up there as safely as possible. If you have a spotter, have them help you get the weight up. You can see I'm swinging the weight up and then focusing on that negative portion of the movement. Now, one thing to note with this is you'll see it in the next clip here in a second, but really focus on keeping your back as straight as possible, and also focus on preventing your elbows from moving in front of your torso. So notice my arm position, my upper arm position. My elbows are staying pretty much at my side as much as possible. That's going to put more emphasis onto the bicep as opposed to putting it onto my front delt and my shoulders. And then once I get into the forced negatives, take a look at my lower back. I'm keeping it arched. I'm not bowing and rounding. And I'm actually almost using my hips in order to get the bar up. So you can see I'm driving my hips into the bar, allowing it to use that momentum to come all the way up, and then focusing on that slow negative. Once I finished that, then I moved into a spider curl. This is one of my favorite movements for really isolating the biceps. With this, you're gonna take an incline bench about 45 degrees, and you're gonna basically lay on it and kind of hang off the top a little bit. And then you can use either a straight bar or I use the easy bar. But a huge key to this movement is, again, that upper arm position. So you can see from my elbow to my shoulder, I'm keeping it vertical as much as I physically can. And I'm preventing myself from using a lot of momentum until I start getting to the point where I'm pretty much fatigued and gassed at the last couple reps. So with this, it's a great movement to really isolate those biceps. You'll notice that you won't be able to go very heavy. So keep the weight light, focus on slow, controlled form. Do not swing, don't go crazy, and just keep that tempo really, really slow. Damn. I look friggin' good in this shot. I mean, that's one thing that I really like about this movement is it also makes you look friggin' jacked, because damn, I think I'm gonna use that as a thumbnail. But yeah, love this movement. We did 4 sets of around 10 to 15 reps. And like I said, just keep it slow, controlled, and try not to swing on that movement. Once I finished that, then I moved into some alternating dumbbell hammer curls. On this one, really focusing on that squeeze at the top. You'll also notice that I'm actually leaning into the movement just a little bit. This is allowing me to keep my upper arm vertical as much as possible. And I was doing like 4 sets, maybe 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. One thing I did do with this is I did the first half of the set kind of straight up and down, so you can see the barbell or the dumbbell is staying pretty much in line with my shoulder and my bicep, versus the second half of the set I start coming across my chest. Now the reason for this is keeping it straight out in front of you is going to be a little bit more taxing. It's going to put a little bit more emphasis onto the bicep and just kind of force you, what's the words I'm looking for? It's basically a little bit harder, versus as soon as you start coming across your chest, it's going to be a little bit easier. You're going to start incorporating a little more forearm and kind of brachius there, and it's just going to allow you to basically take that same weight you were doing and push it even further. Now, one thing that I definitely love to do, even if I'm not doing like an FST7 style set, is I like to do a lot of posing. And the reason for this is mainly just to keep blood flowing. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just going through, focusing on flexing these muscles that I'm working as hard as I possibly can, and just trying to get that pump rolling. So I'll generally pose almost between like every other set or so, as opposed to resting. And for me, it does a couple of things. It helps me practice my posing, for one, which I definitely need to do. I've got less than 15 weeks now to really nail my physique posing, because that's the primary category that I'll be doing. But I also need to really focus on, I don't remember what I was saying. I'm tired. Sorry, guys. But anyway, moving on. Last movement for biceps, or last movement of this workout, was an overhand, whatever this is, overhand curl. You guys saw what it was. Anyways, did 3 sets of kind of 8 to 10 reps on that to finish everything off, and that was pretty much the workout. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.